讲到他是这个在 PPLI 这个事件里面的一个山头之一啊，咱们也不用说的太过分啊。所以呢，今天呢，我也真的是在他非常百忙的时候，我硬是有点厚着脸皮说不行，你必须要来啊！我说我们已经300张票出去了，你必须要来。所以他真的是打飞的过来的。那么他也是在税务出身的一位这个 PPLI 的专家哈。他非常的震惊，中国现在在监管方面是这样的一个变化。OK， 哦，对了，你们桌上都有一张卡片，有没有看到？这张卡片很重要，这张卡片很重要啊。因为有我的同事说，大家可能卡在桌上，不知道这张卡片是干什么的啊。其实都在告诉大家最近监管的变化。但是我刚刚注意到Samy，他很专心的在听律师讲话，他没有看屏幕。其实这也是我心里面在想一件事情。他到底听不听得懂中文？因为我们平常有很多工作上的交流，我很怀疑他其实听得懂中文，你们也小心一点。另外呢，今天在这个我们艾达叔在讲课的时候提到这个 data 数据的一个隐私安全性，对于这个Samy来讲，他是对数据的安全非常重视的。总之，我想说，他除了是税务达人、PPLI 达人之外，他其实还是一个 AI 达人啊，所以他才能够做到在他的安排之下，所有的客户的数据隐私是重中之重，是他非常在意的一件事情。所以他用的绝对不会是Dropbox这样的软件去来保护、来储存客户的资料。好，现在请开大屏幕。
Stanley Reeb 饶思木先生。PPLI 世界里有山头 ，Samy 是你该去拜的其中一座。全球13个司法辖区，它都有资源，不是认识一个人，是熟知一整条产业链。PPLI 教材和课程的主导老师非他莫属。有请朝思暮想私募寿险的饶思木带来精彩分享，隐私保护传承税务合规的最后一道防线。
好，让我们用掌声有请饶思木曾瑞老师。
Hi, Samy.
Hello.
Nice to meet you in Toronto. Trust Samy here.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me here.
So, at this AI age, what's your opinion for the advisor and those clients? Because why not client? They come up with a lot of proposed solution for the AI generated model, such as ChatGPT, Claude, or any other big language model. They think they know everything.
That's right.
Now the AI can generate a lot of things, right? So do you think those AI model can replace the wealth advisor or tax advisor?
It's a very good question, and if you do ask me, I usually qualify myself or describe myself as an AI fanatic. Why do I say that? Because I'm all in about embracing technology, having the best tools out there to equip advisors to be, providing the best service, the best advice to their clients. Now, as much as I believe that AI enhance advisors' capabilities, as much as I believe that AI is a little bit of, like if you think about, Tony Stark and his Iron Man, right? You need to have Tony within Iron Man for it to operate. And I really believe that AI in the hands of people with good ideas is a fantastic tool. Now, when it comes to private wealth management, when it comes to wealth planning and wealth structuring, where it's a people business, right? You need to understand people's family circumstances and general circumstances, what drives them, what scares them, what are the objectives. Now, I don't think that AI can replace an advisor or a good advisor, right? Because if you go beyond scratching the surface, if you go beyond providing generic advice, if you go into more bespoke structuring, you will need to have an experienced advisor to ask the right question, to steer in the right direction.
especially those very sensitive information
You're 100% right.
for those family, right?
You're 100% right.
They don't want to release it to the,
To a
the
language
AI.
model,
Yeah,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely. You can't release it, and also to bear in mind that also if you are, and we've seen now more and more information that you put in AI models is not legally privileged, right? So in case of any potential issues down the line, this information is not protected in any way or form, and you're actually giving and disclosing some very personal information to a model that sits in the cloud. Is that a wise thing to do? I don't think so. Look, within our organization, we use state-of-the-art encryption model, state-of-the-art emails. We use Proton Mail. Our data centers are in Switzerland. When we use client information, we deal with client information with the utmost care. We are very mindful of this. So it sort of puzzles me why somebody with sensitive information would just trust an AI tool blindly without thinking about the potential consequences. So again, what I say is that AI is a fantastic tool to send beautiful presentations, to do marketing material, and to get some perhaps quick insights or in information. But it has to be used with care, and it doesn't replace the human.
So, having said that, what do you think that's the best way for the wealth advisor to work with the client at this AI age?
Yeah. Again, I think if the wealth advisor is using AI to enhance his capabilities, not to replace his capabilities, but to enhance his capabilities, to be able to send, nicer, more beautiful presentation faster, for example, or especially when it comes to, I would say, more complicated financial investments, to run the numbers and to really understand the costs and the performance and being able to get back to the client with a more accurate assessment, that is fantastic. But again, it's a human business, right? It's a people's business.
Yes.
And people business need, this level of EQ and perhaps understanding of family circumstances and culture that an AI tool may not have.
For the best benefit of the client's family.
Correct.
And also the full tax compliance
Exactly.
from the perspective of the tax authority.
You're 100% right.
So there's a lot of determination factors involved,
You're 100% right.
right?
Yeah, especially on the tax side. Look, we know we do submit sometimes tax rulings, and we see when we use AI, so many mistakes. Just now, I was running a bit because I was very busy last week, could not spend enough time doing my presentation, asked AI to help me. I found too many mistakes. The flow was not right because I trusted Claude blindly. I was a mistake. Okay. And when it comes to client information, obviously when we submit tax rulings or we provide tax advice, we cannot afford to make a mistake.
So that means this wealth advisory or tax compliance business,
Yeah.
that's still in the long run, in the following years, is still a people-to-people business.
It's a people-to-people business. It's also about involving the right level of senior people who can review the output, identify the mistakes, fine-tune it.
And also, you need the adjustment, right? When the situation the family facing has been changed.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
As that's not manipulated by the AI easily just by hitting the button
Exactly,
on the cell phone,
exactly.
right?
You don't want to have AI hallucination when it comes to legal and tax or your personal circumstances, and you don't want to rely on a false or wrong interpretation. Too often we see people, especially in this day and age, especially when it comes to sensitive matters, believing that they can get away without using proper advisors, eventually getting burned with the tax authorities and not understanding why they're getting burned. But we as, again, a qualified professional, you made that mistake and you forgot to follow that step. But obviously the AI is not yet equipped to identify this.
The reason that those AI large language model they make mistake, that because they could not catch up with the new regulation and they don't have the real case database by themselves, right?
I can't opine on why AI is lagging behind. What I think is, no matter how this will evolve, eventually you need to be able to provide a qualified advice. And in order to provide a qualified advice, you need to have the required qualification. You cannot ask an AI to be a notary. You cannot ask an AI to be a lawyer. You cannot ask an AI to have specific qualifications that you need to study for, and you need to show, again, a certain level of expertise.
Very good. And also, it's very exciting for me to learn that the private placement life insurance,
Yes.
that's the last defense line
Yes.
for the international tax compliance.
Yes, indeed.
I would like to know more
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
So maybe we discuss it next time.
With pleasure.
In Hong Kong.
With pleasure in Hong Kong, absolutely. Right. Or in Canada.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
I'll
you,
be delighted.
Samy,
Thank you so much for
the
coming.
interview
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.